The LinkedIn Node.js skill assessment is a technical evaluation designed by LinkedIn to assess a developer's proficiency in Node.js. The assessment consists of 15 multiple-choice questions, and each question has a time limit of 1.5 minutes. To earn a badge, you must score in the top 30% of test takers or more. Let's go over the questions and analyze each of them, and hopefully this will help you pass your Node.js assessment with a high score. So let's begin. The question 1 asks which choice is not a subclass of the error class. Type error, range error, and assertion error are all subclasses of the error class and represent specific types of errors. But global error is not a standard JavaScript error class, and it's not part of the built-in error hierarchy. Therefore, it's the correct choice as it doesn't belong to the error class or its subclasses. What's the correct way to pipe a readable stream and a writable stream? The correct way to pipe a readable stream and a writable stream is by using the readableStream.pipe writable stream. This method sets up unidirectional flow of data from the readable stream to the writable stream. Which DNS module method uses the underlying OS facilities and doesn't necessarily perform any network communication? It's the lookup method. This method performs a DNS lookup operation using the operating system's facilities, which can include reading from local configuration files or using cached data without making a network request. How can ECMAScript modules be used natively in Node? ECMAScript modules can be used natively in Node by using the file extension of .mgs instead of the traditional .js extension. And this way Node will treat the file as ECMAScript module and will enable the use of ES module syntax and features. We have a script file with a single line of code shown here. What will be the output of executing script.js in the node command? The correct answer here is the reference error, because in Node.js the arguments object is not available in the scope of a module. It is only available in the scope of a function. How does it affect the performance of a web application when an execution path contains a CPU-heavy operation such as calculating a Fibonacci sequence? When an execution path in single-threaded environment such as Node.js contains a CPU-heavy operation, it can indeed block the current thread until the operation is completed. If EventEmitter is in scope, which line of code will have an event emitter emitting a change event? This is the correct answer because the event emitter is already in scope, so we don't need to create a new one. When a request event is received in the HTTP module, what is the type of the first argument passed to that event? The first argument passed to that event is representing the incoming HTTP request. This argument is an instance of the incoming message class, which provides information about the client's request, such as headers, URL, method, and more. Which choice is not a Node global object? In Node.js, the global objects buffer, setTimeout, and process are built-in global objects provided by the Node runtime. However, export is not a global object in the same sense. It's a special object within the module system of Node.js and is used for exporting values from a module. It's not available globally like the other options mentioned. What's the importance of having good practices around status code in your response? Of course, it indicates success or failure to the client and helps with testing. How can we determine the number of cluster instances to start when using the cluster module? We can use the requireOS CPU's length statement. This retrieves the number of CPU cores available on system by accessing the CPU's method on the OS module. Which choice is the core module in Node.js? Crypto is a core module in Node.js which provides cryptographic functionality such as creating hashes, encrypting and decrypting data, and generating secure random numbers. Which file does NodeJS use to read the build configuration of a module? It uses the binding.zip file to read the build configuration. Which core module in Node.js can you use to compile and run JavaScript code in a sandbox environment? We can use the VM virtual machine code module, which provides a way to create isolated context for executing JavaScript code. And as last question, which statement about event emitters is false? Event names can be any valid string, including ones that do not follow the camel case naming convention. Therefore, this choice is incorrect. Thanks for watching and see you next time.